Alright, zombie survivalists. James with the Z.E.D here. And this video lecture is on cameras and utilizing photography to help us out in planning and preparing our zombie survival kit to survive a zombie pandemic. Um, so, firstly, I want to say you don't need to get a digital SLR like the one you see here. Now, granted, this one's a few years old. I got it back in '08, but I got it because I enjoy taking pictures. You can get a point-and-shoot camera. Whatever you get, it's up to you. But keep in mind also, your phones have cameras. A lot of phones have decent cameras these days. And if you have a data plan, you can utilize this to take a picture and then transport it to your computer via emailing it to yourself. Now, if you don't have a data plan, don't do that. You'll rack up charges, which can be expensive. Now, depending on the printer you have, you may not even need to bring it to your computer. Certain printers will accept SD cards and print right from them. So that's something else to consider if your phone has an SD card and if you have a printer like that. Well, the phone will have a micro SD card, but you get my point. With that said, what's so great about cameras? Well, firstly, we're talking about this in a digital camera mindset because while I do enjoy film, film you get less shots per roll than you would get per a decent memory stick or memory card for a digital camera, and it just takes longer to get your photos than it does with a digital camera. So we're talking about through a digital lens, so to speak. Now, as you can see here, we have these maps. I've went over the maps before in a few videos. You marked them up, you got them all ready to go to help you out, but you may not live in the areas you've marked off. Of course, you're going to mark up the area you live in as well because you know it. But you may mark up an area you've been into a few times in your life, or maybe you go there often enough, but still you don't, it's not your regular haunt, so to speak. Whatever it may be, pretty much you have these maps, but now you're basing it on memory to figure out where specific things specific things are. The maps can tell you pretty accurately how to get to an area, how to get to a hospital, let's say, but if you're utilizing a specific building because this storefront has a very unique look and it can help you guide your way through an area, that's not going to be on the map. You can write it on the map, which will help you, but you're still going to be relying on memory. This is where the cameras come in. So we're not doing portrait shots, we're not doing model shots, glamour shots, we're not doing in-detail shots like with a macro setting or anything like that. We're doing standard shots. Regular photography, point-and-shoot type of shots. We're doing basically reference shots and location shots. So you don't need a fancy lens if you do have digital SLR. You don't need anything fancy like that. You just need to be able to take the picture. And what you do is you take a picture of, let's say, that storefront. Then eventually print that picture out. Write somewhere on the picture. If you print it out from your, from your phone or from your camera, whatever it is, don't make the picture too big. If you blow it up too big, it'll get pixelated and it won't be very helpful for you. Keep it as normal size, or drop it down a little bit. That way you don't have a gigantic 8.5 by 11 picture. And then what you can do is you can cut it and leave some of the blank white paper beneath it to write on, or you can write on the back of it. It's up to you. Write what this picture is, even if it says like Ernie's Hat Shack or something like that. Write it underneath it. Write where. If you know what town it's in, still write it down. What can also be useful is, does the store face like its front doors? Do the front doors face north, south, either east or west, northeast, southeast, northwest, southwest, stuff like that to help you out. And then the town it's in, like I said, and all that. And then what you can do even is a number the photograph. So let's say this is the 12th photograph you've taken. This is number 12. What you do is, in that particular town, on the particular road it may be on, should the map have it, chances are it will, depending on how detailed the map is, you would write a little 12 there. Or at least in a town where it should be. So if it's in a big town, but it's in the southeastern area of the town, you can write down towards the southeast, of the town limits, you can write 12. So when you get over there, you go, okay, we're gonna pass Ernie's Hat Shack. This is what you pull out your picture, because it's number 12. So you go to number 12, and now you have a visual guide, so to speak, on what it looks like. You don't have to rely on memory, because memory can get fuzzy. You can just flat out forget sometimes. Memory can get fuzzy over time sometimes, and sometimes you remember it, but you'll mix it up with other details from other places. And that's during non-stressful situations. When you're stressed out or panicked, like you probably will be during a zombie outbreak, especially in the beginning, or due to excess stress from encountering many zombies along the way or something like that, chances are you're going to forget on a higher frequency than during a normal non-stressful situation. So this will help you. And that's why I suggest writing as much information about the picture you can on the photo. Well, it's not directly on the picture itself, but somewhere near it on the same printout. So either on the back of it or right below it. Numbering it, pretty much making it quote-unquote idiot-proof, meaning you can be shell-shocked or post-traumatic stress disorder, if we're going to use its new fancy title, from the events happening to you. Completely, utterly in shock, right? But once you get your processing faculties back a bit, you can look at the map. Okay, we're here. This says photo number 8 in it. Go to your photo folder, whatever, look for the one that says number 8, pull it out, boom, no questions if it's the right photo or not. So that's why I suggest doing something like that. And it'll help you in guiding you to an area, or going, okay, this is the front of this building. We know we are facing a specific direction. We know we can go either in this building or the park is across the street from it. And the reason why I say that is because parks, other natural formations, even if it's a man-made park, not always the best frame of reference, because of the fact that they usually have some type of upkeep. If it's a state park, if it's like a state garden type of thing, or a county garden, or whatever it may be, there's usually some type of groundskeeper keeping it up, making it look nice. That's not going to happen once the zombie outbreak happens. And depending how quickly after the zombie outbreak you start moving to this area, it may look the same, but as time drags on, it's going to get overrun by weeds, by other plants, by just general neglect. It'll fall into some disarray. It won't look like you expect it to look. It may even just pass it by, because you're looking for, in this picture, this pristine garden, for example. So man-made structures are a little bit better to use as reference. Or if you know in a particular town, it's a small town, there's only this one T-juncture in the center of town, you can take a picture of that T-juncture and number it and label it appropriately, and that will help you as well. So that's all we wanted to say about photography helping us in preparation and planning for zombie survival. Keep in mind, certain areas are restricted or have photography prohibited. Follow those guidelines. Break those at your own risk. If you're going to do that, it's at your own risk. I don't recommend it, because you don't want to face any potential legal ramifications and or the confiscation of your property. So that's pretty much that. I suggest, if you're gonna do this, doing it as soon as you can, and depending on the weather patterns throughout the year of where you live, if you get covered in snow or something like that, you may want to do 2 copies of the photo. One now when it's nice out, let's say, and then one when it's snowy and miserable out. So that would require, waiting throughout the year, but it's not absolutely necessary, but think about it. Nobody's going to be plowing the snow up. If it's going to be covered in snow, it may block certain things, so you might want to take that into consideration when you're taking the photograph. Like, what are you going to use that's going to spark your aha moment and go, okay, we can go through here, or something like that. But anyways, just things to consider. So remember, zombie survival is all about being prepared and having a plan. So be prepared, have a plan, and stay safe. Take care.